the Xtreme Pro strips? Does it really help to increase the spin on the ball? Is it legal? How much does it cost? Head has presented the limited editions of Coello, Ari and Paulita's rackets. The three of them are the world's #1 players and these are their special rackets. Hello players, I'm Pablo and I welcome you to a new 4Set. Currently there are three #1 players who are head ambassadors: Coello, Ari and Paulita. All three are subscribed to the channel, so if you want to get one of their rackets, do the same. Therefore, Head wanted to honor them with the launch of a special edition of the rackets with a unique design made in collaboration with them. So let's start with Paulita's limited edition racket, the Extreme Motion LTD. Paula has chosen an unusual color and Head has prepared her own icon, Dynamite. Remember that the Extreme Motion is the light version of Arturo's racket, the Extreme Pro. So the mold and the materials are exactly the same. The only thing that changes is the weight, 10 grams lighter. And as you probably know, this racket is one of my favorites since the Delta Motion version. Especially because it's super easy to move and it allows you to defend and volley easily. But of course it also fulfills what it is designed for, that is to attack. Because in this mass it is a racket that performs very well. Well, time to talk about the most magical racket of the three, the Speed Motion LTD by Ari Sanchez. Its new design incorporates Ari's new logo, the Magic One. Unlike its original version, this Speed Motion LTD doesn't feature any kind of roughness. But as we will see later, we can fix that quickly. Ari's new racket stand out for being an agile but stiff racket with so much control. It is true that in my opinion, it's not the head racket with the most control of all, but it is very good in that aspect. And at the same time, in attack, you feel that it performs worse than the Extreme Motion and it is more difficult to get speed and spin to the ball. So now it's time to talk about the most powerful racket of all, the racket of Arturo Coello, the new Extreme Pro LTD. Arturo has chosen black and red but doesn't have a custom logo. So why not? Well, hopefully in the future he will have one. This Extreme Pro is a heavy racket with high balance, which is more difficult to move, so in defense can penalize you a little more. But these two qualities are the ones that make the difference when attacking, especially in the smash. Because when you hit the ball with all your power, you feel that the racket reacts perfectly, although it will require more physical effort. If you get one of the new LTD from Head, you also get the new Extreme Pro strips. And you will be the first to get it because it is not yet on sale and the only way to get one is to get a Head LTD before. But what are the Extreme Pro strips? Well, there are two types of rough on rackets, relief and sandy. For example, Coello's LTD comes with relief rough. But it is true that the sandy rough is more effective, although less durable. And while the Extreme Pro strips are just that, rough sandy strips. In this way, we can have the most effective rough of all in any racket. But what is the rough for? Well, the easiest answer is to give more spin to the ball, but how to give spin to the ball in Padel? The main way is through the friction of the holes with the ball at the time of the shot. But when hitting the ball, it is also in contact with the surface of the racket, not only with the holes. That is why the surface finish is also important to give spin to the ball. And that is where the Extreme Pro strips are effective. If we think of one of these strips, the closest example is a skateboard. The roughness and feel is the same. Listen. But how much does the Extreme Pro strips cost? Once it goes on sale, it will be sold at a price of 20 euros. However, this type of sandy rough with the use will wear out. But with the test that I have done so far, I haven't noticed any kind of wear yet. Obviously, it will depend on the use to last more or less, although it seems to be quite resistant because it is a rough more prominent than the one that comes with a normal racket. One more important question: if we put the Extreme Pro strips, will increase the weight of the racket? Well, we shouldn't notice anything since the weight of all Extreme Pro strips is just 3 grams. But is it legal to use this? This should be the most important question. Danny Windal is the best Swedish Padel player and he is a head ambassador. He has played several Premier Padel matches with the Extreme Pro strips on his racket. In those matches, he asked the referees about it and they haven't not given any problems, so he played the matches with it on. But now, how can we put it on? Is it really effective? Well, before get on the court, let's try to put it on. Because we have different sizes of strips, so you can put it on any racket. You can also put it on top of the rough that your racket has, either sandy or relief. But there are two things that you should keep in mind that are important. Don't put it on top of the holes because you will end up breaking it, and always play it in the sweet spot or it won't work properly. As it was my first time using the Xtreme Pro strips, I wanted to try two different combinations. On one side I put strips diagonally so that there is more chance of getting spin on the ball, or so I think. And on the other side I have put rough dots between the holes. But with this combination I think you have to be more precise to get the effect. To test both combinations I have tried to do some drop shots, and there is really not much discussion. Because in the drop shot with the strips on, I noticed the extra grip that the Xtreme Pro strips give me, while with just the dots I didn't notice any difference. So the performance with the combination of the diagonal strips is much more effective than with the dots. The rough dots are a one-off solution for small gaps where a full strip doesn't fit. Let's remember that the Xtreme Pro, like this LTD edition, already comes with the head extreme spin. So beyond comparing different combinations, I had to compare it with and without the Xtreme Pro strips. So the challenge is simple: 5 drop shots and 5 smashes Portres with each of the rackets. In the drop shot, the Xtreme Pro is very evident. It is perhaps the shot where the rackets come into contact with the ball the most, so the rough becomes more important. It is true that it takes some time getting used to, because sometimes the grip is even too much. With the normal Xtreme Pro I couldn't be as consistent with the drop shot, and either the balls went longer or stayed in the net. And notice that once hit with the Xtreme Pro strips, there were fuzz of the ball on the rough from the friction when hitting. The smash is a shot where the ball doesn't brush as much as in the drop shot. But even so, I noticed that the ball spends more time in contact with the racket with the Xtreme Pro strips. I even noticed that with the Xtreme Pro my ball was slower but with more spin. So perhaps for flat shots it may not be as effective. But it is effective for spin shots like the smash Portres. I don't know if you can appreciate that with the Extreme without the Pro spin, the ball gets more spin. I was able to do the Portres more by power than by technique, because in the end it's a very powerful racket. In conclusion, having tried the Xtreme Pro strips, I can say that it's noticeable. I am worried about how long it will last before it wears out and how much it will affect the balls. But without a doubt, I take the combination of the strips, as it allows you to have more ball contact with the rough. The way to place it is very simple, and when remove it, it leaves no trace of glue. There are few rackets on the market with a really effective rough, so this can be a really good solution. But remember that the Xtreme Pro strips are not magic, so you're going to do the shot well. Shall we convince Head to do a giveaway of an LTD with the Xtreme Pro strips? Thank you so much for watching the video, and see you in the next one. Ciao!